Jed Sawyer was born in the wild, unforgiving land of Dusty Hollow, a small town in the heart of the frontier. The land was dry, the summers were ruthless, and the winters came with biting winds that howled through the valley like ghosts of the past. But Jed didn't see hardship, he saw opportunity. His father, a rugged but kind-hearted farmer, taught him that the land could give life if treated right. "The soil is stubborn, Jed," he would say, "but so are we." From the time he could walk, Jed followed his father into the fields, hands in the dirt, learning the rhythm of the seasons. He dreamed of one day turning their struggling farm into the most fertile land in the region. But the land, as if testing his resolve, had other plans. As Jed grew older, Dusty Hollow grew drier. Rain became scarce, the riverbanks shrank, and one by one the farms withered. Then came the storm. A thunderhead rolled in like an angry beast, tearing through the valley with winds so fierce they ripped barns from their foundations. Lightning slashed the sky, setting fields ablaze. The Sawyer farm, his family's pride, was all but wiped out overnight. When the storm passed, Jed stood in the ruins of what was once his home. His father, beaten down by loss and age, made the hardest decision of his life. "We're leaving, Jed," his father said. "This land's got nothing left to give." But Jed wasn't ready to quit. While his family packed their wagon and rode off to a new life in the city, Jed stayed behind. He refused to let Dusty Hollow defeat him. For months he worked alone, rebuilding the farmhouse with his bare hands. He scavenged wood from fallen barns, dug trenches for water, and planted crops against the odds. The townsfolk watched from afar, whispering about the fool who wouldn't let go of a dying dream. "Jed Sawyer's gone crazy," they'd say. "Ain't no one ever beat this land." But Jed wasn't trying to beat the land, he was trying to understand it. One evening, battered from another failed harvest, Jed found himself in the town saloon nursing a drink when an old drifter sat beside him. "You look like a man fighting ghosts," the stranger said. Jed chuckled bitterly. "Might as well be. This land won't give me a break." The drifter leaned in. "Ever hear of underground springs?" Jed frowned. "Ain't no water in Dusty Hollow." "That's where you're wrong, son," the drifter said. "There's water beneath that dry dirt. You just gotta know where to look." With renewed determination, Jed spent the next few weeks digging deeper than any farmer before him. Blisters tore his hands, sweat soaked his shirt, but he kept going. And then, one morning, as the sun rose over the valley, Jed struck water. A natural spring, hidden for centuries, gushed from the earth like a miracle. Jed wasted no time. He built an irrigation system, guiding the precious water through his fields. The once barren land began to transform. Green shoots broke through the cracked soil. Crops grew tall. The doubters came to see for themselves. Their jaws dropped at the sight of golden wheat swaying in the wind, of corn standing proud, of apple trees bursting with fruit. Dusty Hollow, once thought dead, was alive again. As the years passed, farmers from all around came to learn from Jed Sawyer. He taught them how to dig deep, both in the earth and in their own grit. The town that once doubted him now called him a legend. And as he stood at the edge of his fields, watching the sunset paint the sky, Jed knew one thing for sure. Resilience wasn't just about surviving. It was about believing, about pushing forward when the world told you to quit. And that was the key to turning dreams into success. Jed's story is a testament to the American spirit, of perseverance, grit, and the refusal to surrender to circumstances. His story reminds us that resilience isn't about waiting for luck. It's about carving your own path even when the road is rough. So when life tests you, ask yourself, have I truly given my all? What hidden opportunities might I be missing? How can I turn my struggle into strength? Because just like Jed, you have the power to change your own fate. And sometimes the greatest victories are won by those who refuse to quit.